Welcome to HTBT. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you for listening to the show, sharing the show, subscribing, especially if you're watching this on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for everyone who's been a subscriber. Go over to fightlaughfeast.com, put in HTBT in the memo field, and you'll get a HTBT mug like me, and you can drink your coffee, your tea, or other beverage that you would put in a coffee mug and sip along with me as we discuss all the different things going on in the world regarding business, economics, finance, and how we can use this to be more successful and to be wise and to proclaim that Jesus is Lord. And when you go become a subscriber at fightlaughfeast.com, put in HTBT in the memo field, you're supporting us, helping us continue. You're supplying us bullets, which if you're fighting a war, which we are, we need bullets to shoot guns that we are through podcasts, blogs, and tons of other content. And just really appreciate all you guys and what you're doing. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on the social media sites, How to Build a Tent. You can email me, Matt at howtobuildatent.com. You guys are awesome. I just got, or this show, I should say, was just recommended by Jam Media and JAMM, Fam Radio on Twitter. That was really nice. It was refreshing, to be the recommended podcast for the day. I don't think you win awards for podcasts or anything like that. So I'm just going to hold on to those things as validation that we're doing something right here. But Jam Media, thank you so much for that referral and that reference. I really appreciate all of you guys that are sharing. It's just so great, especially the few of you, or the number of you, I should say it that way. The number of you that faithfully share our content, not just my content, but the network and other great men and women doing great things, doing the Lord's work. I really appreciate that. And I love seeing it, even when it doesn't have to do with me, because I'm seeing people getting in the fight. I'm seeing people investing their time and their energy, and they're offering up their social media to help proclaim, to help spread the message is probably a better way to say it. So I just appreciate you guys. Now, I meant to say this on Monday, but it's a big deal, because I'm just telling you, I've come from the land where this doesn't happen. Daylight savings time. It's terrible. Now, it doesn't seem as terrible right now because we lost an hour where we could sleep in longer, except if we had children who don't change and they stay on the same schedule. So you just wake up really early. But let me tell you, we don't need it. It's worthless. And I don't know why we need to feel, or we want to shift our life an hour back and forth twice a year. But it's ridiculous. Hawaii doesn't do it, and Arizona doesn't do it. And let me tell you, when I was living in Hawaii for 2 years, it was magical not having things shift, not having our days totally moved 1 hour back and forth. And we can change it. We don't need it. Let's get rid of it. So when you're calling your representatives, when you're getting engaged in a political fight, when you're telling them they need to start ending abortion and start implementing righteous, just verdicts and laws in our country, throw that in there too. We don't need daylight savings time. Now, the big news coming out is Project Veritas leaked this video. And I want to share this in a second. And the theme of today's episode, which I like to think there's like a theme, a stream of how these stories tie together. I try to the best I can. But the stream of this is, you can't trust in the media. You can't trust in politicians to save us. You can't trust them to be our God. You can't trust them to bring us out of the rot that we are in. And this is just a perfect example of that. So this is the Epstein cover-up. I'm going to share my screen for a video. For those of you that watch on YouTube, if you're watching on audio, you can check it out on YouTube. Some of you may have already seen this video, but we're going to watch it and see how this goes.
I've had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything. I tried for 3 years to get it on. to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I'm so pissed right now. Like, every day I get more and more pissed because I'm just like, oh my God, it was what we had was unreal. Other women backing it up. Hey, yep. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known.
Okay, we can stop it right there. Now, Amy Robach, ABC News, she's pissed. But she's not pissed because she couldn't get this out there, the injustice, that she couldn't defend the lives that were being destroyed. She couldn't bring to light all the wicked politicians we have. She's not mad about that. She's mad that she didn't get the story. She's pissed, she said, because she wasn't able to release the story, that she wasn't able to be the one to break the news of a pedophile, of children and their lives being destroyed by evil, wicked men. And she's upset that she didn't get the story. How does that make you feel? These are the people that we look to tell us the truth. And we shouldn't. Because they don't care about the truth. If she cared about these children, if she cared about justice, she would sacrifice her job and her career to release this story. But 3 years went by. How many children were raped and molested because this woman didn't release the story? How many lives were destroyed because she didn't care about the truth enough to do anything about it? She did what she was told. Do you think this is the first time this has happened? Do you think it's not happening right now? We can't put our trust in the media. We can't. They don't care. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about justice. And why would they? They're living for themselves like everyone else in the world. Our hope needs to be in Jesus alone. Another tweet that just really opened my eyes to the same line of thinking is there's this politician, Matt Gaetz, in Florida. And he's talking bold, and he's angry, and he's tweeting in capital letters about the injustice that has happened with President Trump and how the intelligence agency, that's the word I was looking for, the intelligence agency, the Hillary Clinton, and the government, the people in Washington were spying on him and doing illegal things to try and get him to lose the election. And he should be mad about that. And he should be pushing for that. But I haven't seen him ever talk like that about abortion. I haven't seen him ever bold tweet, capitalized tweet about how he's going to end abortion in Florida. Why is that? Because politicians only speak strongly. Politicians only speak strongly about popular topics. When it's convenient, when it's helpful, when it's going to get him reelected or her reelected, any politician, they will speak strongly about it. And that is why we can't trust politicians either. We can't trust reporters because they're not going to tell us the truth. They're looking out for their own careers. They don't have any sense of justice. They don't have any sense of morality. They will sit on a story for 3 years while children are being molested. And we have politicians that will only fight for the things that are popular. They will only fight for the things that are going to get them votes. And they won't fight for injustice, true injustice, the slaughter of our children. Our children are being molested. Our children are being slaughtered in our country. Where are the leaders to stand up? Where are our leaders who are going to speak truth? We can have leaders in the media. We can have leaders that are politicians. But just because you're a politician and just because you're in the media doesn't mean you're leading. It doesn't mean you're doing what is right. And we shouldn't put our hope and trust in them. We shouldn't put our confidence in them. If there's somebody to put our confidence in, is people that are going to lead us to Jesus. That is, they will be submitted and they will sacrifice their own lives, their own careers, their own ratings, their own popular opinion votes, and they will do what is right. They will say what is right, even if it means death. Those are the people that we should be looking to follow. And I don't see it. And I don't see it in our country. Hopefully we see it at the local level. Hopefully we have people that we can rally behind in our cities and our counties. This goes back to the Cross Politic conference that they had in their last show on Sunday on our network, talking about how important it is for us as Christians to get involved. And I'm not saying we need to run for politics or a political position, but we need to be praying for our representatives. We need to be talking with them, not even educating them and debating them, but just praying for them and giving them encouragement, telling them what is right and what is the thing that God requires of them to do as a government official. We need to tell them what they need to be doing to get your vote. It was so sad to hear how many politicians never hear from Christians. There's millions of us in this country, and they never hear from us. They hear from the LGBTQ lobby. They hear from us from the Planned Parenthood lobby. They hear from us from all these other evil, wicked organizations, but they don't hear from the church. We have to get involved. We have to get involved, and we need to stop being discouraged by the media. We need to stop being discouraged by politicians that are just going after the popular vote, because we have a stronger leader. We have a champion in Jesus, and that should be all we need to be motivated to do what is right, because he wins. He wins. And we need to be looking for the organizations. We need to be looking for the media companies. Marcus Pittman is driving this home, and he's so right. We need to be supporting, we need to be putting our resources into companies that are not just going to support politicians, our culture, and all of these other influences to proclaim Jesus. And we do it because Jesus is Lord, not because our politicians are going to speak strongly about popular things, or because our news anchors are going to hold back the truth. We know what the truth is. Jesus is the truth, and that should be all that matters. It's disgusting. And we've been in this filth for so long that it's like tolerable. And there's no anger, there's no outrage. And that's why I get so disgusted by the sanctimony and the self-righteousness of these politicians that are going off and pretending like they have the high ground and they're doing the right thing, and they're angry and they're not going to do anything about, and they're going to do like all these things are going to drain the swamp, but yet we're slaughtering children at the altar of Baal. We got to get engaged, guys. You know, if building a tent is symbolic of business and having successful careers and all those things, we can't build a tent on sand. And that's where the government and politics come in. They give us the foundation to be able to be successful in this stuff. And if our foundation is wicked and our foundation is shifting, then there's no point in even building a tent. There's no point. Along those same lines, another stream we've been hitting on a lot is Twitter and social media and how they're going to be banning. But one of the things Twitter is doing, they're banning political ads, which is a backhanded way to benefit Trump. Now, I know that there's shadow banning, and I know they're going to be doing tons of tricks to make sure his tweets don't show up. I know it's going to happen. I see it happening all the time. But I'm just thinking about this for a second. Trump has a 66.5 million follower base on his Twitter. 66.5 million. Joe Biden has 3.9 million followers. 66.5 to 3.9. Elizabeth Warren, 3.4 million. Bernie Sanders has the most at 9.9 million. That's almost 7 times less than what Trump has. I think it's like 6.7 times. if somehow there truly is no ban on, or there is a ban on Twitter ads, Trump has a 7x advantage to Bernie Sanders. And I don't think Bernie Sanders is going to be the nominee. I think it's going to be Elizabeth Warren still. I'd be shocked if Joe Biden pulled this out. But there's all these forces, and we can't trust them. We can't put our trust in Jack Dorsey of Twitter to be fair. We can't put our trust in the media to tell us the truth, and we can't trust our politicians to be leaders. We need to get on our knees and pray, and we need to be involved. That's the only thing that's going to save us. That's the only thing that is going to save this country is Jesus Christ. So let's go out, get engaged, be on our knees praying, love our families, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.